about last night we hadn't heard in a while too. I can't remember what it was, but there was
What's up, everybody?
There's something. It was a good question too, and I just can't remember. We hadn't heard it in forever. What's up? Good to see everyone. Happy Shmoney Monday.
What's up?
What's up, Alan?
Alan. What's up, Daniel? Jenny.
Alan, 1 minute behind schedule. Hey, I was in here at 4:50.
Yeah, I was late. I'm sorry.
I was here at 5 on the dot for the record.
Want to hold it
I was
against
here. I wait until 5 exactly to join. Just
We do it to mess with Miles, for those of you in chat.
until he sends the text. Be polite. Would you please join, gentlemen?
Would you please find a gentleman? Would you please join the stream? That's what he says.
Word for word.
Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you guys are having a great start to year on your Amazon business. Whether you're doing wholesale from Corey Garrett, doing OA, tons of opportunity out there. We're here to hang out. Feel free to drop your questions, that kind of stuff. Dropping value for here for a little bit.
You guys, everyone in here, make sure you're doing a deep dive into your 2023 data, right?
Yep.
Look into your top 5 to 10 brands. Run a return report on the ASIN level to make sure you're not replenishing anything that's, highly returned that doesn't have a margin to make up for it, right? Dig into, obviously, your overall margin. That's going to be one of probably the best metric point, right? The pulse of your business, right? Those 3 things alone will give you some good information to kind of, if needed, some corrective action the next couple months.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then make sure that you guys get registered as well. We got the free live training going down on January 10th, which is Wednesday. So
completely with what we were just talking about.
Yeah, legit, right? In terms of getting started. Yeah. So get registered for that. And then if you're at square one, just looking to get going with the stuff, make sure you get a professional Amazon Seller Central account open, a SellerAmp free trial at selleramp.com, a Keepa subscription, right? You go to the link in the description and do all the auto ungate ASINs, right? You're going to need like 1 to 3K to get started with. And that you're in the right place if you're watching this. So, make sure you ask any questions. And then Warren and I both have free courses you guys should watch as well to get started too.
Have you ever hired a sales rep for calling wholesale distributors? I don't know. Obviously make sure that it's domestic if you're going to look that route, because you don't want that sort of language barrier as like the face of kind of your outreach.
Yeah. And you got to be making like 500K plus as a human being to delegate something like that too.
So Alan had a good question. He said, I have a question for you, Miles. Do you usually tell girls you're an Amazon seller, or is it recommended? Is it not recommended because they'll reject you like the distributors?
We might have to have the timeline vote on that. Give me a W or an L on.
Yeah. Do you lie on a date and tell them you're something besides a reseller?
Let's get some W's and L's in the chat, depending on which answer you're feeling for that.
See, but the right one would be about it though.
Well, she needs to be willing to FBM with you. If she's not willing to FBM with you,
yeah, the right partner is down to
help do some prep.
Yeah, they got to be willing to FBM with you.
Need help on getting big brands? I've tried numerous times. Just keep it rolling. Make sure you're submitting a PDF. Make sure include credit card statements if you have them. Pictures of the product. Anything you need to do. Change the name of the document. Include the ASIN. Include the brand that you're trying to get ungated for.
Telling me drop ship, but the problem is in Miami that's like actually true with some people.
People still do that?
Telling me drop ship. People definitely still drop ship.
Oh my God, yeah. See, you're gonna see some rebill people in Miami. Corey. We'll get you. Unfortunately,
for the 22 hours that he's there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be there for very long.
Transformative 22 hours, right? We're getting him through the whole bucket list, the whole pledging.
The Miami pledge process.
Yeah, you're gonna go home a new person.
Yeah,
can't wait.
Jenny said it best. Need to be able to handle the dining room full of profit. Full FBM supplies. Yeah,
for real. Yeah, if she FBMs with you, she's a keeper.
Big time.
What's up, Marlon?
Yeah.
What's a safe cost for cost by weight when you're sourcing? Like 40 cents a pound is pretty conservative. You'll probably run closer to like 20 or 30 cents.
That's a fact. Yeah. So you drop ship.
That's the most common.
I got it like 5 times in a row or something. Meeting new people, they're like, "So you're a drop shipper?" Is like, this is like insane.
Like if that's what you think, sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it keeps me from having
Just
to
say
explain
yes.
myself further, then sure.
Just say yes. Yeah.
How much can you make doing FBA online? I mean, there's really no ceiling, right? And we know people that are doing $1 million a month, majority OA. We know people doing 5,000 a month, majority OA, right? So it's
Yeah.
obviously highly in capital intensive. So it depends on the input of the business, and ultimately, and more importantly, how much you're willing to put in terms of effort, delegation, processes, all those sorts of things.
Yeah, very very realistic with a lot of hard work and talking to people in dedication. You can be doing 100K a month. That is not unachievable for pretty much anyone.
But it's gonna be the hardest.
It's hard work. Yeah, it's hard work.
Yeah, it's gonna be the hardest thing you've ever done as a human being. If you've never made 10K profit, and that's by far the hardest money you'll ever make is like your first couple 10K profit months.
Yeah.
Okay, Nayleen, we appreciate it. But if you say that again, I'm gonna put you in timeout.
That's one of the biggest only, or used to be one of the biggest only OA sellers, probably.
Who?
Soros.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of big ones on there. Yeah, like I could name a bunch of names. I'm not gonna name them publicly, but like I could rattle off names. But
The
yeah,
unfortunate part is a lot of them are like not profitable. They just run it up for
Well,
numbers.
Soros is
Like,
self-admittedly not. I mean, wasn't not currently.
he's
but
printing
wasn't.
now though. Yeah, he's definitely printing now.
what up, Pete? What up, Heath?
Jewel spin facts. Bro said, good to see you. Yeah, good to see you, family. Okay, here we go. FBA UK content creators you recommend. So we're cool. It's Seller Central IO. They do some cool stuff with selling for sure. I'm not super educated on many other ones though. Fast Track FBA is
Fast
awesome.
track, yeah.
Thomas
Yeah,
Sebastian,
Fast Track's
yep.
legit.
Great guy. Yep. Not super familiar with a bunch of other ones.
Oh,
though.
there's one more we had in the pod. I can't think of his name.
Well, I recently connected. So if you want to learn wholesale and you're in the UK, Jats Naran, JATZNARAN. He's, as far as I understand, like one of the biggest wholesale educators over there. And I talked to him recently in person, not in person, like over Zoom. But he's super nice guy, knows his stuff for sure. He's got a SaaS over there as well. But I'd check him out if you're in the UK looking to do wholesale.
Okay. All right. Well, Nelly and I apologize. I got to put the band hammer on it.
You're just going
Man.
crazy.
Oh, straight for the hammer.
Well,
Straight
no,
for the-
not banned. It's timeout though. It's 5 minutes.
Oh, so that Draymond Green suspension.
Yeah.
Pete said he tried to be slick with the change of message. Hate to see it.
You're 14. Are there obstacles to starting an FBA? You are awesome. First of all, you're in the right. You're thinking correctly. You will succeed in life. You're probably going to need like some parents' help in terms of like credit card, setting up the account, that kind of thing. You might need their address, like all that kind of stuff. But there are many people who have made disgusting amounts of money before they are legal adults. So get started. That shouldn't stop you.
We got a guy in our community. Yeah, exactly. That's my dog.
Sawyer, yeah.
Yeah, that's my dog. Right. He's actually coming to Skyemi too.
Yeah.
Cool, sweet. Okay, cool. Let us know what other questions you guys got. But doing all right. When I find a banger, do I buy right away and ungate after? Yes, Jackson. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, but the cool thing is a lot of RA stuff is going to be smaller brands, so it's going to be auto ungate, or it's going to be big brands that you'll have ungated prior just off of like doing OA as well.
And if you really have that dog in you, you'll submit a picture of the receipt and get ungated that way too.
Okay. Can it be done for a living? Well, luckily you're 14, so you don't have to worry about doing anything right now. But yeah, for sure, right? Definitely. Like, you think about everyone buys stuff on Amazon. Over 60% of stuff sold on Amazon comes from third-party sellers. Absolutely. LLC for retail arbitrage. None of us are lawyers, so it's completely up to you in your own situation. However, it is a thing most people eventually do.
So curious to get your opinions on this. I think opinions might differ. So Jackson said, super beginner question, but doing retail arbitrage, when I find a banger, do I?
Bro needs to pay attention. We just answered that, family. We just answered.
Dude, I was completely
I mean,
zoning out. I was like, why am I getting put in timeout? I was trying to help somebody out here. No, I get it. Can it be done for a living? Yeah, absolutely can be done for a living. What are some top wholesalers to buy from? Nobody's going to tell you that, so don't ask questions like that.
Yeah. Like you're going to have to find that stuff on your own. Now, OA suppliers are really easy to find, right?
Yeah.
Then it's just, okay, you need to be able to get stuff discounted to where it's profitable, right?
Yeah, I mean, Rocksteady, it's literally just brand that I want to sell, distributor, my state. Google that, and that is an infinite well. And then, I'm out of the distributors of that brand in my state. You got 6 states around you at least. Google all those. Like, it's a lot of legwork to find the first
Yeah,
accounts
legit.
worthwhile.
On that same path, right? If you have a brand that you've qualified, right? Amazon's in the picture, competition is good, velocity, all those things are good. Just reach out to the brand. If you don't get that account, chances are they can probably connect you to 4 or 5, 6 different authorized distributors that they have either worked with or they endorse or whatever the case may be. Like that's how it worked for us numerous times.
Yeah,
And those are likely going to be ones that aren't on the top of Google. That are a little more low key. They're probably a little bit more moated.
Yeah, and legit, the only thing that matters is cold calling 100 of them to start. Like you're going to learn pretty much every question you're procrastinating right now. You're going to figure out when you start calling. But people literally wait years to start calling.
We got some young hustlers networking in the chat too. You love to see it.
Yeah, that's great. Jake said, "What's everyone's favorite wholesale outreach method?" So our go-to method these days. Well, I guess if you're talking outreach, I like to email and then follow up with a call if for some reason I don't hear back from them, because typically we can get most accounts open via email. But as far as my favorite method for just landing profitable suppliers, period, that would be attending trade shows like ASD that's coming up here in a couple of months, like Outdoor Retailer that takes place in Denver every year. Any sort of trade show, even the more niche, the better. If it's a category that you're trying to break into, is going to be your best bet for landing the most profitable accounts the quickest, because you can get face-to-face, you can build rapport, you can buy products right then and there on the show floor. There's no better way to grow your wholesale business than going to trade shows.
There's no better way to prove yourself too, right? If you just meet someone and have a hand, and you've done this numerous times, and have an order in their hand that same day, well, how easy is that follow-up, right? How easy is it to send them an email 2 weeks later and be like, hey, place an order with you guys at ASD, looking to touch base again, any new products in your line, any new catalogs you can send us, so on and so forth. You've already earned the trust, and from there, it's just easy.
Okay.
Yeah, Pete's spot on. He says we complete the wholesale challenge and then we call.
Okay, just getting going. Amazon store is up and I have supplies. Where do I start this week to make money? So get all the auto ungates done. Place some orders for like the big ungates, some of the maybe shoe brands if you're interested in that kind of stuff, or like the beauty category, some stuff like that, right? And then go out and scan your entire local Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Nike out, and then start doing OA. And then also definitely register for the free training too that's going down on Wednesday. And then just familiarize yourself with like all the terms that go into selling on Amazon, product analysis, seller amp, Keepa, and a great place to start is on Warner and I's free courses we have that you can just search on YouTube.
So Jenny said, Corey, how many wholesalers are you reaching out to on average per day? So these days, none, because of the fact that we've got relationships that we built over the course of years. And my goal is to go a lot deeper with the suppliers that we already have. But if I was a newer wholesale seller and I'm looking to build my business, people probably think I say, oh, reach out to 20 or 50 a day. Really, it doesn't take that big of a quantity. It does over time, but you're going to burn yourself out if you're reaching out to 20 or 30 new suppliers every day. So I say set a much more realistic figure of anywhere from like 3 to 5 new suppliers per day, but do it every day for 30 days straight. Okay. And now that's not just, I'm going to reach out to 3 to 5 new suppliers per day. That is, I'm going to have conversations with 3 to 5 new suppliers each day, right? And if you do that every day for 30 days straight, I would bet every single dollar I have that you're going to have a profitable wholesale business at that point within 30 days.
Yeah, and on top of that, right, if you reach out to 100, right, how generic are those emails, right? How basic are those emails? How non-customized are those emails? I would rather you send out 5 emails that are very specific, maybe name dropping a couple of their competitors, right? Name dropping a couple products that they carry that you know you want, and maybe even quantities within those products, rather than send a generic template to 50 people, right? The more customized, the more in better position you can establish, the better off you're going to be, right? And so I think the more strategic your outreach is, more so just quantity is going to behoove you significantly.
Corey, are you going to Outdoor Retailer? I assume that's a trade show.
Yeah, not this year. So that was the first trade show I ever went to, I think August of like 2021 out in Denver. It was a really good one to go and get my feet wet. I went by myself. I didn't know any other Amazon sellers that were there. I pretty much just had to, I was really nervous, but I was just going up to booths, talking to vendors. And it's like each vendor you talk to, the next one gets easier, right? It's one of those things where you just got to put your reps in, but it's a really good one to go to. So if you're considering it, I would recommend it.
But so you say you were really nervous, but you're still here. You're still alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not the end of the world. And that's the thing too, is like, even if you like walk up to a booth and maybe they're a jerk to you, or maybe you fumble over your words, and like you're clearly not going to form a relationship with that vendor. Nobody cares, right? They talk to hundreds of potential customers each day. They're not even going to remember that they talked to you, right? If it truly was that bad. So don't worry about it. And the same applies to when you're making cold calls, right? If you're cold calling vendors, if you completely bungle it, you can call that same supplier back later that week, because chances are you're going to be talking to a different person. And also chances are they get so many calls per day, they don't even remember your conversation. So it's not as big a deal as a lot of people make it, I think.
Yeah, and you got to understand, 60 years ago, the government would have forced you to go fight in Vietnam, right? So like you can't be nervous about business stuff. It's largely useless to be nervous about business stuff.
Or I mean, you can, but you can't.
Oh yeah, and you'll just get dominated by the dude that just Chad does it. You'll you get obliterated by it. Like there's a lot of people who love to give themselves labels. Oh, I'm an introvert. I'm just not that type of person. They just get run over by 20-year-olds who just send it every time. Right?
Could have been born a fish.
You could have been born a fish. It's hard to get you here. You're sitting here afraid. You're sitting here nervous about ungating.
Yeah, Jen, spot on, right? She said her husband always tells her they won't even remember you, and most likely you will not see them again. I can guarantee you that you won't see them again, and I can almost guarantee you that they won't remember, right? So you have nothing to lose.
How do you find a storefront with only the name? So Angel, type it into your search history on like the search bar, right? Like on the URL bar, or plug it in on Google. Naileen's back. Okay. All right. Let's see if you get more creative with the messages this time.
She says, "What the hell?" I respect the patience to wait out the suspension to send the message again.
Facts. We might have to Draymond Green he or she again now.
Yeah, next one's the Draymond indefinite suspension. So
really, so you're in charge now. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
League commissioner. Okay. So this is a fantastic question. So I keep hearing about reusing the new customer 15% at the Nike outs. I've only used it once through the Nike app. How do I go about reusing it, right? So Matt, what you're going to want to do that is you're going to want to set up what's called a catch-all, right? So that's catch, ALL, catch-all, right? Via what's called Namecheap. You're going to find the tutorial for that on YouTube, and you're going to set that up, and that's going to let you get unlimited emails and therefore unlimited accounts and therefore unlimited 15% coupons.
Bang.
Cool. Okay. So I wrote a Twitter thread earlier on supplies you guys need to get started. So we might as well go through the checklist for you guys on here too. So number one, free 4x6 labels from the UPS website. You're going to find a link to that on Google. Number two, free USPS FBM boxes, which you're going to find that on Google too. Number three is a label printer. If you have over $2,000, if you don't have over $2,000, you need to go to the library and use the old school printer the fat lady's going to roll out to you, right? Or you can use the old school printer if you have one at home, right? Number four is going to be a tape gun. That's from Walmart. Number five is going to be FN SKU labels from Amazon. That's what you're going to put on each product to send it in. Number six is going to be FBA big boxes, which is the blue colorway of the Penn Gear boxes from Walmart. And then number seven is going to be non-branded FBM buy boxes, which is 11 by 8 by 5 from Walmart. Anywhere around that size is going to fit pretty much anything.
Buy boxes. That's a sick name for a box company that targets Amazon sellers.
Such a good name.
Yeah.
Not exists.
Somebody start that.
Yeah. Just wanted to make you smile.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
What's up, guys? Hey guys, thanks for taking your time. What are you saying to wholesale vendors to show you're serious and not just a newbie? I mean, one of the surefire ways to establish that is identify specific products. Do your research beforehand, right? So if it's a brand, it's easy, right? Come in with particular SKUs and quantities. Hey, I'm looking for this SKU, and this SKU. I'd like 500 of each. Can you kind of identify around what price point you're thinking? Something like that shows that you are serious, shows that this isn't your first rodeo, shows that you have products in mind of their product list, and then you're going to get a lot better of a response than someone that just says, "Hey, let me buy your products to sell on Amazon."
Are you guys paying 30 per barcode? Nah, Mark. So we're not doing anything with barcodes, man. We're not doing private label.
Yeah, you don't need to buy a barcode because you're just listed under the listings that already exist. You just grab the ASIN from like the Amazon URL and then list via that.
Yes, sir, Pete. Garmin arrived, the only acceptable watch in 2024.
That's a hot take. Well, it's better than an Apple Watch. Corey, the type of dude to wear an Apple Watch.
Not an Apple Watch guy.
Cool.
Not a watch guy in general.
Okay.
How
All right.
about Whoop?
Yeah, I was gonna say he's definitely a Whoop guy.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
the sleep thing?
Yeah. I mean, well, it's like an Aura ring, but I think Whoop's been around longer than Aura, but yeah, same thing.
Gotcha.
Okay. So is your day ruined if you have a 76 instead of an 81 sleep score?
No, it used to kind of get in my head. It's like, oh, I feel well rested this morning. I look at my sleep score and I was like 40. I'm
Oh,
like,
and
wait,
you're
do
just
I
like-
actually feel that good? Then I'm like, it's complete. I almost got rid of it because it almost kind of gets in your head. But yeah,
It like makes you manifest a worse day than you need to have.
You
Or
just
like,
gotta,
it's
go
such
for
a
a run
mind
in the
game.
morning. You'll be good to
Yeah.
go. That'll give you all the energy you
We're
need.
chasing. You need a mission.
Yeah.
the stray bullets at Corey. Corey, that's what is this your first time on Money Monday, Pete?
yeah.
This is
all
it's
good.
just Corey catches strays while while Miles
I
rants.
can handle it.
We're gonna be.
somebody
Don't
had a
worry.
good-
I'll cover the hoe on Friday. How much capital would I need to start? So dude, it depends what you want to sell, but typically around like 1 to 3K if you want to do online arbitrage. You can start with a lot less than that if you want to use books though too.
So let's congratulate our boy over here. So he said, "Hey guys, just sent my first $3,200 worth of inventory to Amazon. Looking to make about 2K in profit. 4 months of hard work. First big order. Very excited for 2024. Good luck to everyone." That's awesome. So
Right.
$3,200 worth of inventory. Let us know. Was that retail arbitrage? Was that online arbitrage? Was that a wholesale order? How did you go about finding that those products? Because there's some people in this chat here that they might be a couple of steps behind you. Maybe they've got the capital, but they don't quite have the products yet that they're ready to send in. So tell us how you found those. That's awesome.
Okay, starting
Starting with doing this on the side. How realistic is it? How many hours can you expect a week? You want to be able to set aside like hopefully like an hour a day at least. Obviously, the business will grow at the rate at which you can put time in. So ideally, you can put a good amount of time in. There's a lot of 9-to-5ers who do this on the side, though. So if you got a job or that kind of thing, like don't let that slow you down. Just set yourself a goal that you know you can hit. So if you know you can spend 30 minutes a day on it, do it. And then when 30 minutes a day becomes easy, all right, an hour a day is my new goal. Like just find a business that works for you. If you want to grind and work a ton, it'll do it. You'll make more money. If you can only work an hour and you want to spend the rest of your time with your family, make a couple $1,000. Like it is what it wants. The business is what you want it to be.
Yeah, but if you're a young single male, you need to put every waking hour into this because the walls are closing in.
Don't leave the young ladies out. Why is this exclusionary here?
Well, no, it's not necessarily exclusionary, but it definitely did not.
Statistically, the 5% of the people watching.
Yeah, the 4.2%. Yeah, you guys got to be getting after it too.
I got a shirt returned to me today, stained and worn. Is this something I can reverse a refund for? If so, how? Yeah, I think you could probably file like what is it, like an A to Z claim?
Yeah. Or say, wait, was it FBA or FBM?
I didn't say.
Oh.
But you just take pictures, send them to Amazon, and you'll be able to. Amazon will help you out.
Schedule pickup. Yeah, the human spirit, right? The human spirit can get anything done. But yeah, typically schedule pickup though. But you'll figure it out. Like if you had 100 orders to ship, $500 profit, you would figure it out for sure.
Okay, this is awesome. So ASD got back to us with some context. So he said that $3,200 order that he just sent into Amazon, it was a wholesale order. He said he went through about 200 to 300 distributors, it sounds like, to find the one that he ended up buying from. Learned a lot in the process, how to talk to distributors, how to analyze products. He started with wholesale from the start and had a bit of capital for starting. So that's awesome. So you're one of the, not the few people, but we usually recommend people start with arbitrage and then transition into wholesale. But at the same time, I know plenty of people that have started with wholesale, no Amazon experience, and crushed it, right? Not necessarily the easiest way to start, but people can make it happen. And sounds like you had great success with it. So that's awesome. And also something else to note there, he said he talked to 200 to 300 distributors. It sounds like to find one that he ended up placing an order with, right? So that's a lesson for you guys that, you reach out to 10 or 15 or even 20 suppliers. You say wholesale doesn't work. Well, it takes a lot more effort than that.
I mean, the reason why we kind of say that, right, to start with OA, RA, is you really want to get comfortable with the data, right? You really want to get comfortable with identifying good products versus bad, what's going to last, what won't, right? And the nuances that come with everything, right? What does offer count increase mean? What does inconsistent buy box mean? Increasing competition, low competition, Amazon listing, all these sorts of things are tiny nuances that really dictate how good a product potentially can be, right? And so these are the things we would rather you get confidence in before you're approached with a 10,000 MOQ, as opposed to just spending $50, $100, $500 at Dick's Sporting Goods, right? So it's the level of risk that we're hoping to really allow you to learn this stuff at a smaller scale once you start to kind of use that knowledge now and kind of adapt it into wholesale stuff.
Okay, here we go. What do you do to get around order cancels on a Shopify type website? So the first question is to figure out, are they canceling me because they're anti-reseller or because they think me placing $126 orders in an hour-long period is fraud, right? We need to figure that out, right? If you call them and ask why, and they say it was because we're anti-reseller, then we start to get creative, right? Then we start to try a different email, switch up the name, switch up the address, switch up the payment type, right? Switch up the credit card type, right? Or credit card if you have multiple, right? So you want to isolate which variable is causing the cancels, and that's ideally, right, which we always harp on, in tandem with other sellers as well. Oh, okay, here we go. Okay, Chad buy a lot on the Amex. You raw honey, right? Get sunlight every day. Avoid seed oils, and listen to the Big Booty Mix.
Yeah, the buy box bands, of course.
Yeah. So, and by the way, if anyone's unfamiliar with that, you hear us talk about, go look it up on YouTube. It's like this really good, like retro, like a lot of the white girl music from middle school will be in there and stuff. So it's really popping. You guys check that out.
Someone mentioned Miles and I on Twitter and said, "Wait, this is actually legitimate."
Yeah,
I thought y'all were
look it up. Yeah, it's popping. It's popping. Yeah, look it up.
Go with 14, 17, 21's pretty good. Most of them.
I have to confess that I didn't give it a shot until like a month ago, and now we bump it like every morning.
Bro, you think we wouldn't steer you guys wrong?
Yeah, you guys.
Because I got some speakers in the new place too, so it's just like the whole apartment is full of.
Yeah.
Corey,
Booty mix.
you big booty mix?
Oh yeah, I've heard it before for sure.
Oh yeah, Corey was in the frat. He's been hit.
Corey, you got to start on 14. 14. You got to start at 14.
Yeah, I definitely don't know like each one, but they're good for sure.
14 and 17 are two of the bangers.
So ASD had one more. He said, one quick tip: start calling distributors. He said in month 1 he only sent out emails. In month 2 he started calling, and he said he made more progress in a week than he did in a month. And that's because you're typically going to get, I mean, if you call someone, you're going to get an answer right away, right? And a lot of these distributors, they're old school. They don't do well with email. Get them on the phone, get right to the point, get that yes or no immediately. And then Alan had a question earlier. It's kind of a longer-winded question. I'll try to summarize it. I want to answer it for him because he's been really supportive lately. But he said he noticed that, so on my Shopify website, which I use to sometimes open accounts with suppliers, he said Corey, you'll drop ship orders from your supplier to your Shopify customers, which we get, 1 or 2 sales per week on our Shopify store. He's like, it's confusing if you work with wholesalers who don't typically support drop shipping smaller quantities. How do you manage orders coming from your website? So pretty simple, right? The only time, like the only inventory on our website is actually from a dropship friendly distributor. So if an order comes to our website, that distributor, they're set up to drop ship to our customers, right? So we can very easily place an order for 1 unit, drop ship it right to our Shopify customer. Now, if, for example, that distributor is out of stock, or if for whatever reason we just don't feel like fulfilling the order, we can just cancel the order and then we'll refund the Shopify customer. And you did mention something about using Amazon's multi-channel fulfillment to drop ship to customers. That is, or to Shopify customers, that's an option as well.
Flips obeyed my advice. Bro, Naileen, I got you. I love you guys. Appreciate it, Mikhail. Okay.
Currently work a 9-to-5 job for a toy manufacturer. I have a set of items and familiar with the platform. I'm ready to start my own business and do this for myself.
You got this, Vanessa.
So it's likely you're not going to be able to buy the products that you work for.
Although if you can get a wholesale account with your own company and get an inside like advantage there, then do it.
She probably knows. So like she said, she works with a toy manufacturer. Like they're probably in a specific niche, right? It's probably not like a Hasbro. So she probably knows her company's biggest competitors. Then may or may not have an established Amazon presence. She might know other big brands or big categories in that specific big brands or products in that specific subcategory. And chances are she probably knows all the distribution players in that category as well. So it'd be very easy for her to leverage that position and and make something out of it.
I mean, bottom line, she already has the familiarity with how some of this stuff works. You just need the nuance that we were kind of talking about before, how sales ranks works, the buy box, how all these little things interconnect to establish what products are good and not, and then you're off to the races.
Oh, damn. National championship on tonight?
Oh,
I
right.
completely forgot.
For football?
Oh, I gotta watch that. I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
college football.
Tony said, what up, what up? This is the high T panel, go blue. Who do you guys have tonight?
I feel
Oh,
like
I don't
Michigan's
know.
got it. I feel like Michigan's got it.
Who are they playing? Bama?
Washington.
They just beat Bama.
Washington's in the national title. Really?
They got
They're lit.
Penix.
They're lit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Miles,
Yeah.
you really are all
No,
Amazon.
I don't
all
watch
day.
sports ball. No.
I know.
I play sports. I don't watch sports.
Other than last Saturday, but that's, besides.
What was I watching? Oh, no.
You went
That's,
and played.
no. That's different.
Is buying from liquidation outlets okay? Sort of. A lot of that type of stuff is damaged, which is like the usual issue. If it's like closeout, it can be good. If it's just like the last of whatever they have to sell, but like if you're talking about like buying pallets full of random stuff, it's usually like half can sell on Amazon, the other half you're just like praying. Like it's a completely different business model usually.
Peabody, what's the line? I think isn't it like 5.5 or something?
Who we betting tonight?
Okay, well, see, here we go, though. Brandon just exposed himself as actually
Okay, but Brandon's got the Packers profile pick, so he's got the correct opinion.
right. He just exposed himself as having a ton
So
of time.
Brandon, like I, was popping off yesterday watching the game.
But he has confirmed that he does actually have time and that he shouldn't be worried about how much time it takes. He should be worrying about doing whatever it takes.
Yeah,
Wait,
Joe
are
would
they-
know
are they-
best. Don't buy random
take it
pallets
from
and stuff.
Father
Yeah,
Jonas.
he would know. Joe would know.
Warner, are they in the playoffs, the Packers?
Yeah.
As 8 seed? Who are they playing?
The Cowboys, so we're screwed. But
Did the Eagles make the playoffs?
Yeah.
They did. Okay, they did. Okay,
They struggling though. They're not going to win.
really
you guys balled on the Eagles. That was sick.
interesting. What's the reason for glitchy? Ooh, that's a good question. Damn, Alex, I follow you on Twitter. I like you, Alex.
That's a
It's
good question.
yeah, I follow, yeah, he puts out some good stuff. It's typically just that listing is a variation. It's like a random size or random color, and it got detached from the main one, and then it got re-added. Is probably what happened.
Or another variation within that parent ASIN,
Yeah.
right? So if you're looking at like the size 13 and the size 8 got removed and separated, well, the sales rank, which we know is cumulative, is losing all that historical data. So it's losing the reviews, it's losing the sales, and so the parent ASIN is going to adjust minus all the sales history that just left.
Nah, you just pull up on him, Alex. It's like a big convention center, basically. Now it's not going to hurt to let people know in advance, but like, yeah, you just rock up with your boys you met on Twitter, right? And it's basically just like how you do.
Yeah, it's a zoo. It's like think of it as like a big, just like open marketplace almost. People are yelling across the room, buying, selling. It's honestly fun. It's a lot of energy.
Yeah, and you'll see like random people you recognize too walking, mobbing around and such.
And then you look and you see 7 bozos.
They should
following
bring a
Miles
little bit.
around.
Yeah. They should bring a little bit of like old school Wall Street to ASD, where they're just shouting out random stuff they've got.
That's what it feels like. I was
waving the
explaining it to
papers,
somebody
like-
the other day. I was like, somebody was asking like, what is ASD like? And I was like, honestly, it feels like I'm in some like almost like European marketplace, like where people are just like yelling at each other and like, because like some vendors sell to each other. They're buying and selling to each other. Like they're at the show, and you got other retail buyers. Like it's kind of crazy.
I might have my new group chat of stallions. I think I have a new pledge class ready. I see grayness. This group chat's been ripping every 10 seconds. Like they might be the next ones up. I'm not gonna lie. I might have a new crop of stallions ready to hit 100K a month in 6 months. I always call up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, beautiful, right? So when you do stuff other people won't, you'll get results other people can't. The vast majority of human beings are deathly afraid of calling a random person and trying to conduct business with them. But those that aren't make all the money.
Mostly Steven yelling at vendors.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Cool. All right, sweet. So make sure you guys get registered for the free training if you haven't. January 10th, right? Check that out, right? Cousin Warner and myself are going to be dropping a lot of game right there. It should be fun in terms of getting started, delegating, right? How to, make 2024 your best year yet. And such. Yeah, good job, Nailene.
She made the stream. Hey, she made the stream. She survived.
She did. Yep. Right there. So definitely, check that out if you guys are interested. right there. And then overall too, if another Amazon star has never heard your voice, that's a good challenge for this week, is to change that, right? Because the people that are making the most money with the stuff are having a ton of fun talking to each other on Discord and group chats all day, right? So they're getting access to opportunity you won't if you're not networking and getting to meet other sellers within the community and such too. It's a really good recommendation as well.
Some of my finest moments were at 6:30 a.m. calling Miles with a massive bolo
Oh,
a
all
couple
of
years
them.
ago.
No. You're lying if you say your life is more fun now than it was back then.
And guys, real quick, I'm going to
Great,
mention
Yeah.
for any of you interested in learning wholesale, we've got our next live wholesale challenge coming up January 22nd through the 29th. It's going to be 2 hours minimum per night of live wholesale training with me, teaching you how to start, scale, and manage a fully remote wholesale business over that entire 7-day period. And I think each guy here in this call, more than likely, link in the description where you can, if you use their link, it's going to benefit them. And you can just check out wholesalechallenge.com as well for more info. If you have questions about the challenge, you can shoot me a DM.
Yep.
But just know, if you go to my link as opposed to Miles and Warner's, you'll get a bigger discount. So
That's
just
not true. Definitely check that out. If these guys do a really good job with that, and is ready to 100K a month. Here he comes. See, now here's the thing. Tony G is attempting to do the impossible. My boy doesn't even have an iPhone yet. We're working on that and such. But definitely a good dude right there and such. Cool. Appreciate it. Yeah, I should be about an hour or two on depending. How can we get into Discord? So Brandon, check Warner's link in bio on Twitter. I believe that should be in there. Or you can go to flipsformiles.gumroad.com. Right there.
Sweet.
Cool.
Good to see everybody. You guys take massive action this week. Please buy something. Spend some amount of money. Don't spend another week watching YouTube videos. Take action. Change your life.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Another selling, right? In the community and such. And life's good. Have a great night, everyone. Love you guys.